Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well and I'm glad to see you, and I hope you just settle in for a few minutes here, take your mind off the world, and look at a few little kitchen hacks and ideas that I have. These are ones that I use or have used in the past when things were, actually more like when times were leaner financially. And of course I think all of us are really being affected in the pocketbook. A lot of people aren't working, or your hours have been reduced, or if you're on you have savings that we're starting to eat away at the savings. So we're looking at ways to help maybe cut off a lot of spending, but also other areas in our life right now that we need to look at. And one of them is shopping, and especially grocery shopping. And you might be different than we are, but we really are making an incredible effort to stay out of any kind of shopping environment, grocery store, Costco, whatever it might be. We just don't want to expose ourselves to other people. We want to make that social distance really mean a lot to us. Randy has got some serious he's compromised with his lungs, and so we're being extra careful with him especially. So what I've done here is I've kind of put a list together of the things that I do and have done in the past, as I said, and maybe there'll be ideas that you think, oh, that's really cool, or there may be ones that you say, I already knew. So let's go with that. Now, we've been doing either pickup or having delivery of our groceries. So when I plan our grocery buying, and when we used to go to the store often, you didn't have to think about stuff like this. But what I try to do is we eat a lot of salads and greens. So you think about, okay, what's going to go bad first? Well, of course, the leafier, softer greens like lettuces and spring mix, spinaches, that sort of thing. So here's how I buy. I buy those types of items, and then I buy kale, which is hardier, and I might buy broccoli, which is hardy, of course. Now I'm talking the green family. Asparagus lasts a pretty good time. Brussels sprouts, these kinds of cabbage, of course, harder items will last you longer than the leafy greens and the spinaches. So I try to balance it out. So we do those. And of course, we buy a lot of lettuces in the containers, so we know those expiration dates, or a date that they're going to start turning on you. So we try to integrate the leafier, more tender greens up front, and we will throw maybe if I had asparagus or broccoli, interchange that into one of the meals, so we're not eating lettuce every single night. And then I move into the kale, which of course is a hardier green, which will last longer in the refrigerator. So that's another one to move into. And then you get into potatoes and carrots. Celery does pretty well for a long-lasting. Onions, of course. Now, I did put a video together about how to cut and freeze onions, and so you might check that out. I'll put a link up there for you. But your onions, potatoes, sweet potatoes, hard squash, like baking squash, those are all wonderful vegetables to keep there for intermingling with the more lighter greens. And then I have things in the freezer. So once I run out of all those leafier greens or harder greens, and I'm able to start supplementing in some potatoes and carrots and baking squash, I will also bring the greens out of the freezer. Now, if you're a canned vegetable person, bring out some of those canned vegetables. But I buy broccoli, I buy mixed vegetables, I buy corn, I buy one of those those little veggie mixes that they do with the cauliflower and the broccoli and carrots. I have all those stored in the freezer. So once I get through with all those greens, then I start bringing out the frozen. So I'm trying this balancing act to make sure that I kind of have used everything that I've brought home before I have to go shopping again. And the same would be the same case with fruit. Start out with your more tender fruits like your berries, bananas, how bananas are, so whatever, your avocados, and then if you're eating melons, if you're in an area where melons are now, those are a little hardier. And again, just try to balance all those out so you're not putting the berries away for several days because you want cantaloupe. No, bring those berries out and use them now. So that's kind of the way I have been shopping. I don't know if it makes any sense to you, if you think it's some tips there you can use. Now, the other things that I've been doing is If you, by the way, I wanted to make a comment about the frozen or canned vegetables. There's a lot of people who dehydrate their vegetables and fruits, and you know when to use those. Just bring them out, whenever you want to have something that's not in the freezer or in your refrigerator. So you're lucky in those ways. I am freezing, and it works well, orange juice. If you buy like a carton of orange juice, or even if you make up a carton, a can of orange juice that you make from concentrate, you can freeze it. And when it defrosts, I put it in the refrigerator to let it thaw. You won't know the difference. Just give it a good shake or a good stir. You won't know it. Now, what I bought are a whole bunch of these containers. I got these on Amazon. They have 32 ounce, which is the taller one. This is the 16 ounce, and this is the 8 ounce. And they have all the lids fit whatever size container, so you don't have to be hunting for lids. They all fit each other. And I have been putting my orange juice in here, so it's about 2 cups. That's enough for us. If you had a larger, more concentrated, you needed more, you could get the 32 ounce or 2 of these, or you can work that measurements out. But this is good for us. The other thing that I'm freezing, and you're going to say, oh no, is I freeze milk. Now, if you're a person who drinks soy milk, I don't know how that freezes, but dairy milk, especially if you get into the 2%, if it's got more of a fat content, it does freeze better. And you probably don't want to sit down and drink like a glass of milk, but you can, it'd be great. It's great on cereal. It's great in cooking. So if you wanted to have fresh, I'll use the word fresh milk, I freeze mine, and I freeze my orange juice. So those are 2 things I do. The other thing, and you may say, I don't believe it, I freeze eggs. I'm freezing eggs. I take I take a bowl, scramble a bunch of eggs, and then about a 1/4 cup is what a medium to large egg is, a 1/4 cup measurement. And I have a muffin tin and my little silicone muffin cups, and I put about a 1/4 cup into each of those, and I freeze them, put them in a baggie, and then when I want to use them, I just put them in the refrigerator the night before, and they defrost just really well that way. And whip them up, give them another little whip, put them in your frying pan, and you won't know the difference. You will swear that it's a fresh egg. And of course, they are great in baking or cooking anytime you need a scrambled up egg. Omelets, excellent. So if you go to the store, you have to go to the store, and you say, well, I'm going to pick up a dozen eggs because I want it in the refrigerator. Well, if you don't have any room left in your refrigerator, buy an extra dozen, whip them up, measure them out, and put them in your freezer. And of course, I depend a lot on my freezer, and maybe a lot of people don't have freezers, but if you have some freezer space, these are the ways to make, get your best bang out of it. So of course, I'm baking my own bread, and I've got a recipe for no-knead bread. I'll put it up here. It's foolproof. It takes no time at all, and it's great bread. You can use regular flour, bread flour, you can put some whole wheat flour in there, whatever you like. It's just a really good, reliable recipe. So you don't have to stress out about buying bread. So that's a great one. The other one I used to make it, I haven't made it in a really long time, is pita bread. And I should do a video on it because it's really easy, and you get this beautiful puffy pita that you can use. So that's great. The other thing is, of course, I think most people think about this, is when you bake or make or cook, roast, whatever, make enough for 2 meals. You can have one, leave it in the fridge for a couple of days, and then have that left over, or you could pop it in your freezer and say a week later, oh yeah, I'd like to have that for dinner. So, as I said, I'm a real advocate for freezing. The other thing, of course, a lot of you realize or know if you've been watching my channel, I haven't had a stove or an oven for about 8 weeks. So I've been really having to, makeshift. I got my little burner, and I've got my Instant Pot, and I have the microwave. So I've been really, jockeying in the kitchen, but it's been working. So I'm okay with that. The other thing, a little hack, is we buy a liquid, bath wash, and it's pretty darn thick. And I've cut it with water, so you don't have to think about spending a lot of money on bath wash, especially if it's a really thick one. You can cut it and use it that way in your shower. Now, if you're someone who works in an environment that you say, I need to get in that shower and I need to get really clean, then this probably would not be something you'd want to do. But if you're home and you're not exposing yourself to the outside world and you want to take a shower, give it a try. I put it in a squeeze bottle, and one that I've kept from other shampoos or whatever, and I dilute it and give it a little shake, a little tip, 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 and then when we get ready to shower, again, tip, 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 and you squeeze it on your sponge or your foofy, and shower, and it works great. So I'm looking at my list here to make sure that I have all of the things that I wanted to tell you. I think I do. I don't know whether any of this has been helpful. At least it took up about 10 minutes of your time, which we're all trying to do right now, is find little places we can take up some time. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe. Enjoy just going outside and sitting, on your deck or out in your backyard and breathing some fresh air and have a nice cup of tea. And don't forget, you want to reach out. If you have friends or family out there, call them or Facebook chat with them, video chat. Texting is not what we need to do right now, right? All right, everybody, thanks a lot for watching. Tell your friends, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.